Hey everybody, how's it going? I hope your weekend has gone well. This is Rick with Hit and Run Candlesticks, and I'm posting the weekend charts to ponder here on Sunday. Sorry, I was kind of tied up this past Saturday. As I'm looking through charts, I'm finding an awful lot of nice charts setting up. An awful lot. One thing we have to be careful of is the earnings coming up. I see a lot of these charts that look good that are bumping up against earnings. Many of the charts that we're going to look at here in just a minute are awfully close to earnings. So you just have to, I'm not sure how your trading is. I know mine with Hit and Run Candlesticks on Road to Wealth. I take that in consideration. Truth be told, if they would abolish earnings, I would be a happy camper. But they're not going to do that. So we have to deal with that, and sometimes it's through this earnings season time that I actually take a lot of time off for trading. Slow down, because everywhere you look, there's a chart coming up on earnings, and I would just personally rather not trade through earnings. I find that you have a 50-50 shot, and I like my odds just a little bit better than that. So anyway, let's take a look at those charts. I've got them up here. Hey, real quick, I want to remind everybody that this coming Tuesday night, that would be, Tuesday, January 26th, 2021, at 8 p.m., I will be hosting a public webinar, and the topic, at least for the first half hour, the topic is going to be trading the wall of worry. So as the market moves up, I'm hearing from more and more people, and even on the news feeds, you're hearing how I hear a lot of things where hey, the market's going up if, and the market's going up as long as, things like that. And I think what's happening is, because the market has been up so doggone much, that we're starting to have this wall of worry. How much further can we go up before we have a pullback? What do we want to look for a pullback, and how will we know it's a pullback? Things like that. And that's what I'm going to be talking about this Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and that's January 26th. If we take a look at the wrong one, there we go. T21 22 chart. This is the 4-week new high low ratio, and we're getting up here in the overbought area. Now, I don't trade with this chart, but I do take it in consideration. It's always in the back of my mind, and we're pretty much in the overbought over here, and it can stay there for a while. And unfortunately, that's what creates the wall of worry, is things like this. So Tuesday, I'll be talking about that. Hope everyone can show up, and that's on the Hit and Run Candlestick website. You can just log into Free Trading Room, and that's where we'll be posting that. I'll also make sure we get a link out via our email service and on our social media spots that we have, Twitter, here on YouTube, of course, and then Facebook and LinkedIn. I'll make sure that I have something there that you can log into as well. Okay, let's get going here. Let's start with Beyond Meat, okay? BYND. There we go, Beyond Meat. So Beyond Meat, it has earnings here next month, so about a month away, actually, this has earnings. And one of the things I like about this chart is that we've come off the bottom here. Nice little double bottom. And then we've rallied up. Let me get rid of that, make that a little bigger. Let's put that back up, actually. There we go. Something like that. And then what we've done here is we've rallied up, and then we've simply pulled back or consolidated. In fact, I think what I'm going to do is just draw a line like that right there. And then right where that red line is, I see the consolidation in here. So for me, for my trading, what I'm looking for are charts just like this, where we go from a supporting area. We run up, and then we consolidate. So we've got that run, and now we've got this consolidation here. We also have a flag pattern, and we also have a morning star type chart pattern here, the last 3 bars. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for a possible buy in this area. Let's make that bigger. A possible buy right in this area here. And then, of course, we'll look for profits as they move up. And as always, and I do mean always, the Road to Wealth account, we're going to take profits into strength as price moves up. We do not feel that it's our job to pick tops. That's not our job. Our job is to take a chunk of money out of the middle. So say from this breakout point up to that, if that's the bottom and that's the top, if you want to count that, or I guess you can count that as a bottom too. Our job is to take some, not necessarily pick that bottom or pick that top. Our job is to take some out of the middle right there. And that's what our plan would be, with about 134.15 as a stop. And of course, we'll adjust that depending on the exact price that it's bought, if it's bought. Here's another one, WOR. Earnings are not till March, so that's a little further away. Washington Industry, basic steel. I've seen a couple of these steel chart have popped up nice. I've also seen some oil come up yesterday. As I'm looking for charts, to post for our watch list, I'm keeping in the back of my mind some oil charts because I saw those acted pretty good Friday. A couple of regional banks are looking pretty good. And it was really hard trying to decide what I'm going to put out on a watch list. And sometimes, there's absolutely no guarantee I'm going to get the chart or be in the chart that is just going to start ripping and putting money on the table of Road to Wealth. But I can just go with the probabilities. And that's all trading is. It's simply probabilities. And you want to stack those probabilities all together. And one of the things we want to do is just make sure we have, a nice trend. We want to see that breakout. Things like that. We want to see bullish buyers stepping in. Things like that. So I'm going to just real quick set this one up. Looks like I missed setting it up as far as the stop goes in the buy box. So we'll get this done. So I'm going to set the stop in here about 53.60. We've got little support here. It looks like we're off the highs a little bit here above the T line, and we have a tag on it Thursday, so that's looking pretty good. And the buy box, on the buy box here, let's do something a little different. I think what I'm going to want to see here is a breakout. So we're going to look for that breakout, and then here's what we'll do with that buy box. We'll do something like that right there. There we go. Move that over just a little. There we go. Something like that. So I'll keep an eye on that one. Definitely be putting this one on the Road to Wealth watch list. Okay, here's another one. Note the earnings. That's actually coming up pretty quick. But it doesn't mean that we can't make a few dollars in this. Nice little inside day here come Monday or Tuesday. Maybe we hop in this and maybe we make a few bucks on the way up before earnings, actually on February 3rd. So we want to be a little cautious here. I like this chart, a couple of things that it's done here. Of course, the trend. You can see the rally up. You can see the pullback here. Nice J hook. Inside the J hook, I can see a bullish W pattern. And then we get over here, I see a what we call a Fig Newton chart pattern. The way I look at this chart pattern is that bulls are in control. So you had a nice bullish pop up, you had a rest day, and now the bulls are back in control. So they just took a minor one-day rest here, and now they're back in the game. So we'll be looking for 60.45 as a stop. buy inside the buy box. And of course, depending exactly where we buy, we'll adjust that stop. Again, earnings on the 3rd, so we want to be careful with that. I want to remind everybody here, what I'm doing here is I'm just sharing my thoughts on charts we're putting on the road to wealth. Just because I'm sharing in here, it does not mean that those charts will ever be bought. I can't possibly buy everything I put out, since I put one of these videos out every single day. I can't possibly buy so many. So what I do is I put charts out that have high probabilities, and then I wait for those charts to walk into my trap area or into my pocket, into my setup is what I'm looking for. So I can't guarantee that we'll buy this, but I sure like the way the chart is setting up. I just don't particularly like the earnings, and that could be a showstopper before it even gets started. Another chart that I thought was stepping up here was AG. Looking at a little silver here. AG. If we look at AG, we've had pretty nice bottom build. Very nice cup in here. And now we're starting to put nice little J-hook handle pattern in here. Whoops, get rid of all that. There we go. We do have this top right in here. Now, I'm not overly concerned with that. That's just generally my trading style, is I'm not overly concerned with that. I do want to note that it's there. I do want to pay attention. What I'm more concerned with is what is price action doing and what is trend doing. And right now, I see trend is moving up. We are a little bit far from trend. You can see price action here, trend over there. So we're a little bit far. So this could come into here and just sort of bounce around until it slides closer to trend. But we also have this price action in here that is suggesting the bulls are a little excited. And I might want to be part of that excitement here. So we'll be watching for an entry, watching for that breakout. On that breakout here, this has a possibility of running back up to this $18 mark. So that's a nice little $5 move on AG here. Not bad for a $14 stock here. This is the weekly chart. Just shows the picture of the weekly chart. So we'll keep an eye on this one. At present time, we're looking at $13.10 for a stop. But believe me, that can change. This is why it's so important for everyone to have some education on how to read a chart, set a stop, set up a buy area, profit area, a plan. That's something that both hit and run candlesticks and right way options, we teach those skills every single day and then some. So anyway, beautiful looking chart pattern here, absolutely beautiful. Earnings on the 17th, so we want to be a little careful. There's still a lot of time for this one before we have to be too concerned. And again, the chart pattern is looking a little bullish here, especially if we break out. Another one is Clorox. Take a look at Clorox here. This was actually pointed out to me by one of our members in Hit and Run Candlesticks. Thank you. And Clorox may be trying to move up. So we've got a little bottom right here. Okay, let's do this. There's a nice little bottom right in here. And then we've got this from this low to a high to a higher low to a higher high. Terrific. So now with this breakout right there, we have a trend starting. We can take that low, drive it up to this low, and you can see how that trend is starting. Now, price might want to consolidate a little bit. All price might want to do that. You never know, in fact, if it's going to consolidate over here. And I certainly don't wait for mine to get over there at all. If I find one over there, great. But generally speaking, I'm looking at the price action and looking at the chart pattern here. So what I'm seeing here is right now a possible inside day buy, a stop around that 199.70, maybe even $200 if you wanted to, we wanted to raise it up a little bit. Watching for that breakout. We start to get that breakout. That might be a good sign for us to take a little bit on this. The only thing that I want to caution myself on is February 4th. That's just right around the corner. Just right around the corner for earnings. But there still can be plenty of money made before those earnings. Let's see here. BE. BE is one. BE earnings on the 10th of February, so kind of around the corner. Here we've rallied up. We've just got some consolidation. Let me just pause here for a moment. You know that the only thing we really have is probabilities in trading. You know, a trend by itself doesn't get, and we'll just talk longs in this case. A trend by itself doesn't guarantee the chart's going to go up. Price action by itself does not guarantee it's going to go up. Here, I probably should be doing this. We'll say trend. I'll just do that. Price action doesn't care, or doesn't prove that that the chart is actually going to rise. Chart patterns. Chart patterns. It doesn't matter that they're that it's giving us a chart pattern. That doesn't guarantee it's going to go up. There's actually not one single thing when we're looking at a chart that guarantees it's going to move in our direction. What we look for are probabilities. We line up the probabilities. We put as many probabilities in our favor as possible. So right here, let's do this. We've got 2 of this magenta color, and then we have 2 of the blue. So there's some probabilities that we're looking at. Nice flat pop out of the box type chart pattern. That's a probability. We have a trend, a rally up. That's a probability. We have, let's do this. Let's make this one black. Here we have, oops, that's not black, is it? Let's try that again. Here we have a breakout, right? So let's give that another probability. And then I look over here in price action. I see this bullish candle here, and then just a doji and a doji and a doji. And everybody knows that I twist candlestick patterns around a little bit. I think that's one of the reasons I'm successful with trading is I don't take patterns out of just simply a book. I understand, I learn, I research, I work on what is the candle pattern trying to tell me. And right here, I'm seeing kind of a Morningstar type chart pattern. I know it's not an official book Morningstar pattern. I'm aware of that. So let's see, we haven't used red yet, so I'm going to make this red right here. So I'm going to make that red right there. And then I'm going to come over here, add another condition. So by adding all these conditions up, this is what gives us our probabilities. And even then, there is absolutely no guarantee this chart is going to do what we want it to do, which in this case, we want it to go up. There's absolutely none. This is why we use protective stops. You know, if we were all 100% correct, why would you take time to put a stop in? The thing of it is we're not always 100% correct. And we put a stop in to protect us when we're wrong. Remember, all we're trading here is probabilities. What is the probability of this chart moving up? That's all we're looking at. And what we want to do is put these little telltale signs out there. We want to be able to see them. And I'm sure there's other traders out there looking at this chart. They may see other signs that I'm not picking up on. These are just some quick signs that I see. Positive trend, broke out of resistance. We have a nice run. You have a candle pattern here. We have a Morningstar type signal. We have a bullish engulf. I don't even think I mentioned bullish engulf. I just said price action. So we could come in here and let's add another one for bullish engulf. Whoops, that's not the right one. There we go. Bullish engulf right here. Bullish engulf right there. So anyway, we just put these probabilities in our favor. So anyway, I'm looking at BE. Sorry that took so long. Hope it was a little helpful. We put BE out there. I'll be looking at 37.60 or so as a stop. And if I end up buying higher, we'll raise that stop. Earnings on February 10th, so be careful there. SYX. This has earnings in about a month, This is a beautiful chart. So I'm not going to go through all the probabilities, but those that waited to the last two charts that I looked at here, I hope this was helpful to you. Thank you for watching till the end. Appreciate it. Looking for those probabilities, I think, is can be very educational, and it can be huge for increasing your charting ability. So this is something I do. I look for these probabilities, and let's just talk about this, and then I'm going to go through the probabilities really, really fast. Maybe not even talking about them, just drawing them out. So right now I'm looking at 38.40 as a stop, a buy in the buy box, and then of course if I pay higher for it, I'll have to adjust that stop. So as I'm looking for probabilities, maybe on your chart you could put up some probabilities yourself, just to and then talk about them. Talk about those probabilities to yourself. Let's see here. Let's put this. We have a breakout right here too. There we go. Nice little breakout. You know, put those probabilities out there and name them. What are they? What is this black horizontal line I just drew? What is this diagonal line? Why did I draw the green circle around that candle? Why did I draw this magenta box around here? So lay your probabilities up there. I also see another one I just saw. We'll do this one in, we'll keep it in black. I think that's going to work. So there's another possible probability we want to look at. All right, everyone, take care. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much, and we'll see you Monday in the trading room. Don't forget, Tuesday night, 8 p.m. It's open to the public. Trading the Wall of Worry. See everyone later. Take care.